walkthroughs or anything? We'll just walk by all of them?
Walk by all of them, make sure everything's good for you, and that way we can go ahead and get everything finalized and basically just get out of your head.
How is the, or are you waiting on me maybe based on that, but how is the the final verification letters with Kelvin?
I haven't spoken to Kelvin about it other than told him that we were completed with everything.
Yeah.
I will reach out to him as soon as we leave and let him and find out about the letters.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and that way he can get those to you.
This one looks good to me.
Yeah. Let's check the bathroom real quick because I sent our cleaning lady down here and told her to just clean the whole bathroom. We'll make sure it's clean. I hadn't been down here since she was here the other day.
I wonder if these are still unlocked. Yeah, they can lock that up. I've got access to a key around the corner.
Okay.
So that's where it all went. Full furniture.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody else has been in here since she's been here.
It's not so bad.
Yeah. Clean. Okay. I just wanted to make sure she was good for y'all. Any of the residents had any comments or anything?
They think they look great. The only comments I've had have been at 1100 and then get up there, but it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with the wall necessarily.
Yeah. I did have one on, I think it was 304 over there, 305.
Okay.
She asked us if we could change out the color of the pipes coming out the wall.
Probably not.
I said, man, you can paint them whatever color you want with a can of spray paint.
Yep.
I think her concern was one was white and one was green. I said, well, unfortunately they didn't have the green one when we purchased them. So. So on this one, I went ahead and brought it up a little extra taller because your foundation on your building is exposed. I figured somewhere along the way y'all could add whatever to the area to help whatever you wanted to do up there. So this one's a little bit higher than what it should be, but it made more sense to go ahead and add the extra line. To add the extra line up here for so that you could bring this grade here up over there if you ever felt fancy to.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, it's below the wall, below the building. So
yeah, that may have been washing away for who knows how long.
It could have been, yeah. Were you able to get this pipe here fixed?
We were, yeah.
What was the issue with that?
Oh man, it looks like when that one support post was driven down, it was driven down straight into the drain pipe and cracked the thing, and who knows how long that's been going on.
Yeah.
But it was done it was shocking. It looked like someone had taken a hammer, busted a hole in the side of one pipe, and just used that as a hole to put another pipe into it. It was really, really bad.
Okay.
It was like there was, once he started digging down a little bit, he found the dirt had just basically formed a cap over like an 8-inch hole. There was just a completely uncovered hole.
Okay.
So it was not done correctly. It's still not done correctly, but it's better than it was.
I'm glad we found it when we did. Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get it caught, because I mean it wouldn't have hurt the wall, but it would have caused an issue that was, you know. Morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
At the gym, I'm sore.
You were sending emails early this morning. I was like, dang.
Yeah, I was up just early this morning. Yeah, I'm gonna be out doing business. Did they put mulch over there?
Well, mulch hasn't gone anywhere yet, but at 1100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the brand new installation. So they did that as part of that.
Okay. Because I'm like, I thought they didn't do it. Yeah.
So, all right. 300. This is the pipe that you were just telling me about, I assume.
Yeah, she was concerned because it was white and not green. I'm like, well, unfortunately, when we purchased them, they didn't have the green one.
Right. Where is this tying into?
So this one ties into those two gutters right there.
Oh,
so it takes those.
Going underground. Okay.
Yeah, it takes those two gutters and brings it out here and gets it away from the top of the wall.
Well, that's fantastic. So,
well, everything behind the wall, we piped everything.
Yeah.
All the on this form here. Let's see.
Because that would be this.
Yes. So we put in for the drop inlets, and then the add-on, the reroute of the pipe was this one here.
Yeah.
And then of course you got the 3 drop inlets back there now. So.
I've seen those drop inlets as well.
So that way we could get all the water off the top of the wall out. But all the gutters on the back inside the wall have been piped through, and they're all coming out the face of the wall now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I did see those as well. You don't have to trek through this.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, we hit a dead end this direction, so we'll definitely be back.
Yeah. They got the air conditioners back in. That's good.
Yep.
They look better now. They're not hanging off the.
Well, these other two further down are the ones that were practically falling over the side.
Right. So, little quick note on these boxes here.
Yep.
So, they're always going to have that much water in the bottom of them.
Okay.
You're going to get that question. Somebody's going to say something about it. There's always going to be that much water in the bottom of them.
Okay.
Either that or dirt. Over time, it'll fill up with dirt.
Right.
So, because the outlet is about that far.
Right, yeah. So we have catch basins like that around. A lot of times we'll see catch basins that have like small holes drilled in the bottom of it to allow it to slowly drill out. But,
I don't do that because I don't want my, you know, I don't want water behind the wall. So.
right. So it looks like this may have been a post probably like right in the middle here. Is that now like not possible because of the way the piping is?
I mean, it's still possible. You could probably put it, you know, somewhere here because you can see where your pipe is. Your pipe's right here.
Yep.
So you could put it, you know,
Like
there.
slightly to the right or something for it.
I mean, it's pretty obvious once you look at the pipe and the box there. So.
Yeah. Okay.
We raised all of this up in this area to get the water into this box here, but we also made sure it was low enough to bring that water into here.
Yeah.
And then of course we brought all of that to this box here.
Okay, great. So, yeah, so y'all did these gutters as well. And
Yeah,
tied it all
they're
into
tied
this.
into this box here.
Okay.
The other two gutters are tied in the other box. This box is a standalone box, just to kind of catch the surface water that hits over there. It won't be a whole lot, but it'll be enough to, you know.
Okay. Fantastic.
And then of course we put some extra rocks and concrete and stuff in front of it to keep it from washing out in front of the wall there.
All right. Yeah, we'll need to. Our landscaping crew will need to like pine straw. It looks like.
Yeah, we didn't bring the machines down here. We wound up just doing it by hand. I threw some extra guys here and just got it done.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot here to begin with, so.
Yes, it was all that trash essentially that was here before. Yeah, I actually didn't know that y'all were tying in all the gutter systems, so.
Yeah, that was part of it. When I met with Mark, we had talked about, because he was having, let's see, there was something wrong with the gutter back there or something, and I'm like, look, we're here. Let me go ahead and just put in pipes. That way we know we don't have any issues up here on top, and that way we're done with it. And you've got good pipes. You just have to keep the gutters up top cleaned out. And
yeah, and those have gutter guards up top, so theoretically it'll be fine. But I'm glad that he had y'all do that because we've got several areas that need that sort of thing.
Yeah, it just worked out good for this one because it, like I said, this one would have been an issue if we'd have not done that.
Yeah.
Because it would have put a lot of extra stress on the wall, but worked out good.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Not much, just honestly out for a walk trying to get some exercise.
Looks like you've had a little too much exercise.
I was playing tag with my cat and he won.
Just mull that over for a second.
I'll leave that one alone.
I could do some dumb things, but like, it's always the stupidest things I end up hurting myself on.
See how it works.
Drainage systems like what you put in here, is that the sort of thing that can be retrofitted to an existing wall?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You have to be careful. You have to kind of know the wall.
Oh, we don't know any of our walls. I think you know that. But
it can be retrofitted to it.
Yeah.
We just have to be careful. Depending on how the wall was built, there may be some internal structures that we don't know about that we don't want to cut through.
Yeah.
But it's still possible. But
Okay.
to answer your question, yes, you can be. This system can be utilized for retaining walls.
It would be nice to have this sort of thing behind 200, and possibly even behind 900. 900 is that shock? No.
It has some up there because that's the one you kept talking to me about.
Well,
So-
Mark is insistent that we have had someone look at it in the past and that it's got a hydrostatic pressure buildup behind the wall. And I don't see any
I didn't see any
drains,
evidence.
but- okay.
So when you talked to me about it a couple times, I walked behind that unit up on top of the
Yeah.
wall. Saw that there's a couple of drop inlets down there along the top of the wall there. And it looks like it goes out towards the end of that modular wall and turns and goes out somewhere. In my email, I stated it. I think if you just go in there and maybe lightly regrade, hand grade some of that stuff to get it all flowing to where it needs to be, it would solve some of the issue. But as far as the hydrostatic pressure, I didn't see any signs on the shotcrete wall of excess pressure.
Now the shotcrete wall is the upper wall. That's
Yeah,
closest
the
to
upper
building.
one. Yeah, because you said the 900, so the lower wall doesn't start until the 800 building.
Yeah.
So I just looked at the shotcrete wall on the 900 building.
Yeah.
I didn't see any evidence of the shotcrete wall getting stressed. There are some drains that were installed when the shotcrete was installed.
Yeah.
Don't know if they're functional or not. I can see them.
Okay.
Looks like the modular wall was doing okay. There's no bulging. There's no settlements.
Okay.
That was my suggestion. Maybe just regrade it up there, get everything to where it drains into the drop inlet. I think there was 2 drop inlets up there. Get everything to where it drains into the drop inlets. Check the pipes, make sure they're not clogged or anything.
Yeah.
And then, throw some grass down there. And I think that would be would suffice for that area there.
Kind of a drain right near
I actually
Mimi's unit.
I don't recall where the drop inlets are up there.
I believe there was 2. There was one on the shotcrete wall, and then there's one behind the modular block wall, if I remember right. But there's a couple of boxes up there.
Because Jerry uses the downspouts from those 2 water plants, so they still work. They just need to be jetted so they actually work better.
Yeah, and there's companies out there that do the jetting and stuff, and
We need that done again.
that's the great thing about these heavy plastic pipes that I put in.
Yep.
A lot of times you don't even have to jet them. You can stick a water hose down there.
Right. You had also looked at the dumpster enclosure, and your email said your equipment was down.
Yeah, that equipment. Unfortunately, the last crew that operated it did some damage to it, so it's not functional right now.
Yeah.
Kelvin could probably hook you up with somebody that's probably more suited for that too.
Okay.
Yeah, he could probably help you on that one. We have that tool for a different process that we do,
Right.
but it also works for doing what you were asking to do.
This wall here, we had this new landscaping installation put in, and like 2 days after the install, we started getting these large gullies in the mulch, like the one you can see there.
Yeah.
We went up top, and the stuff coming off the downspouts is just a complete disaster. I know it was not in your scope of work to install drainage like what we just saw.
Right.
And I wasn't part of the conversations with the original design. We're kind of curious as to why it wasn't. But
I can't really say on this one because it's been that long ago since the original design was thought of.
but I haven't been out here when it's actually raining, but somehow water is like getting through the cracks in the wall, which
So-
is probably like you would want to see that to the extent.
You definitely want to see it, but you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
With the amount of that amount of water, we probably want to investigate and find out why there's that much water coming through there.
That downspout right there. That's what it is.
Okay.
is my suspicion, it spits out about 3-4 feet out from the building.
Okay.
So it spits out in the middle of all this like grass that you can see right there. And
my suggestion for right now would be to put a pipe on that temporarily, get it either over here or roll out a pipe out that way.
see, that's what we were considering, is that we were considering just running corrugate basically all the way across into the woods and hooking up that downspout, that downspout, that downspout, that downspout.
Temporarily, that would be a great thing to do, because
Yeah.
you really don't want to see this much water coming through the wall at a time.
Yeah.
The look right here is what you're looking for in a wall,
Yeah.
to have just a little bit of moisture at the bottom of each line or top of each line, whichever,
Yeah.
so that you know that the drainage behind it is functional. When you get reels like this, you're getting a large concentration of water in one area, and it's not good at all.
Right.
Definitely want to get a temporary, at least if nothing else, just a temporary pipe put up there. You know, Home Depot sells those little connectors. You can slide on the end of it, screw it to it, and
We've done it before.
roll it out to the end of the thing down there.
Yep. Okay.
So,
Yeah, this was on our radar anyway, but we wanted to look at it with you.
yeah, I don't recall the very beginning, because it was 2013, 14.
Right. Right.
My mind doesn't go back that far. So,
So there's the other wall over there. Do you want to see like
we can just walk this way. I mean, do we have any comments on that one over there? On the little one?
Not that I can recall.
I don't read it. I mean, it's up to you. If you'd like to walk over here, we'll walk around this way. And
Did y'all do that restaurant on the top, or was that the landscaping crew? I think that may have been the landscaping.
I believe that may have been your landscaping crew on that one.
So, which way you want to
It
go?
does,
We got
it does.
700, 800.
Yeah, we can do 700 right quick. We'll just make a loop, come on back down.
Should we see it from the bottom or the top?
It's up to you.
Just make
You
it
feel like walking around bottom, we can walk around bottom. If you want to do the top, we can do the top.
Let's just do the bottom.
All right.
These are areas I need to put eyes on every now and then anyway. So.
Tree roots.
This is definitely y'all's pine straw.
Yeah, we did this. I went ahead and had them do it, especially in front of the walls and such.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, so that's probably all yours, maybe too?
good chance.
I'm wondering if, because there's a whole bunch of pine straw on top of the wall, I'm wondering if the landscaper just blew it over the edge.
Maybe they may have flew the old stuff out, and
Yeah, so.
it's like a
Does it
wall.
look good to you?
I mean, it really does. Other than the corner, but I mean, they don't make these corner blocks, so you have to make them. So,
Right. What is the easiest way to get that on the back?
yeah, probably along the back there. That way we can kind of spot that lower wall on 900. So see, you got little drains there on the bottom.
Yeah, so it was the upper wall that
Okay.
Mark and I were talking about.
So I looked at the upper wall. I focused on the upper wall.
Yeah.
You can see the drains on it. I'd like to. I can't tell if they're functional or not, but
Right.
you can see them. So
stuff looks like it could use a good blowing over the side of that one, doesn't it?
This was all the stuff that was piled up between the silt fence and the wall. I don't know how it got there. When I took the silt fence back out, I just kind of spread it out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then let nature take its course on it. It was kind of odd that it was just in that area.
This is coming from the downspout at 800.
Okay.
So you have that. I don't know what those two little things sticking out of the wall
I couldn't figure
are.
those out. They may have been some older
'Cause it's got
pipes. Yeah.
several places, doesn't it?
It could have been some older downspout pipes or something. I just don't know.
I'll look at it again at some point. I legitimately don't remember there being drop inlets up there, but I
There
believe that
is.
There are. So-
There is. So, but looking at this wall, the face of the wall, I mean, you've got some you got a crack here, but
Yeah.
in reality, it looks like it's separating like this because it's bigger up top than it is at the bottom. That's not hydrostatic pressure. That means this piece here is falling down or that piece there is falling down, but it's not at a rate that's going to be structural.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Concrete, even though it's rigid, it still moves.
Right.
That's where it moved at.
Yeah.
I don't see it being, I mean, maybe in 30 years, 20
Well,
years.
When we buy these sort of things, a lot of times we tell the vendors, it's just like, give me a 40-year solution. So if it's,
Yeah, I mean,
this is probably 10 years old. I don't know how old it is. But
I don't know either. I can't remember that conversation. This one, I'm not seeing, if you look down the edge of the wall here,
yeah.
there's no overturning, there's no bulging, there's no kicking out at the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of movement down here at this end, but it's not enough to, that could have been, when they built it. So there's a little bit here. It's hard to see it, but if you look, see how the crack is here versus here. So it looks like it's got a little bit of water getting to this point, but it's not, like I said, a lot of that can be dealt with by just regrading this area.
Yeah.
I think this was one of the pipes that I had seen that come over this way.
Some of these pipes, we suspected just completely collapsed. There's this. It pretends to go underground,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. I don't think it spits out on the end. I think.
I
But that's where I would
looked
expect
for a
it
second
to.
or two over there, but I didn't see anything. But it looks like we got a pipe that goes this way. So here, like there, you can see it's kind of a low spot. So it's
Yeah.
kind of what they're talking about, the hydrostatic pressure. Like I said, really, it's just if somebody come through here and regraded it. Here's the one that dropped. So there's one here, and then there was,
with this hookup,
yeah.
which is nice, assuming the pipe on this side is still working.
Well, I'm assuming it goes that way since there's a 6-inch pipe going that way.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the second one. Yeah, so there is a second one here. That's not really a drop in.
See, that's the sort of thing that we found at the pool, actually. They needed a solution, so they made one.
Alrighty.
That might tie into that. I don't know. Maybe.
There are some pipes over there, but you got a pipe here. I don't understand.
Lovely. So this has it's got a pipe of some sort that goes under the sidewalk as well from that corner set of downspouts. We literally just put that catch basin in ourselves. Not that it's catching much of anything because it's several inches off the ground. But before, this pipe was just spewing here. And there's a pipe that goes here and
I would
somehow
imagine
goes
that
under
pipe
there.
is probably stopped up. This pipe here is probably stopped up somehow, some way.
Yeah. Who knows? We have crises everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get to this age, you have to, you know, it's like an old car. You gotta treat it every once in a while. And
What's up? Not much. I'm looking for lunch.
We're looking for lunch.
Mm-hmm. Hungry.
There is a lot of like feces in this area.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I
Yeah.
think it's deer actually, but there's probably some dog mixed in.
it looks like dog.
All right.
Oh, good. We got water coming out of there. That's a bonus. Good, good, good.
All right. So we're gonna have the landscaping 3D ground cover back here. I suspect you don't know the answer to this, but do you know what these two like holes?
So this one here is where your AC units obviously come out from the inside of the house.
Yeah.
That's where the AC guys went in there and did their thing. This one is where they located the main gas line, so they dig down and tie on to the gas line below,
Yeah.
and they mark it. They send out a little beacon and it marks the gas line. So
Yeah.
that's what that is.
Yeah. Because we asked the AC guys, and they were like, "These holes were here already," which maybe they were. They could have been here for years, probably.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I'll have to look back at some of my pictures and stuff, but yeah. But that's what that is. You can see where the AC lines are going into the house,
Yeah.
to the units there, and the other one is basically the utility company marking
Yeah.
the gas line here.
Are those safe to bury?
What's that?
Those two holes, like fill them in?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Oh, we never put back up that thing. So we'll make sure to do that, because it's obviously pretty
Yeah.
Courtney, did you ever hear from this downstairs owner where they had said about the broken window?
No, when I asked her to take a picture, she never responded, but that's how they are. Like,
We had.
it's two girls that stay here, right?
I don't know if it's one lady.
Okay,
I don't know.
it's two. Okay.
One of these downstairs owners came in back several weeks after y'all had finished this wall
Mm-hmm.
and said that one of their windows had been cracked by the construction. And not only am I not seeing it,
But she said her.
she hasn't sent in any pictures. And it was this downstairs owner.
I'm not seeing any.
Oh, they have a French door installed. That's not approved. Right here. So is there a crack in this?
The very bottom one.
Or are you talking about the vinyl in the corner?
That's
Okay.
anything that could be considered
I can tell you this right here. We laid a piece of plywood across this window when we were in this area. But I will check my photos to see if I've got a picture of it prior to us being in here.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, because you can see the mark right here where this plywood was,
Yep.
that we had a piece of plywood. Because I specifically told the guys, I said, do not hit this window.
Right.
It's
And it's
not.
possible it was the AC people.
I don't know. I'll check with my stuff and see. But
Yes,
if that's the crack they're talking about, I mean, I'll check my stuff. But I specifically told my guys we had a piece of plywood sitting there,
Yeah.
just because of that, because I knew it was a possibility. So, but it's you know, if we broke it, we broke it. We'll, you know, we'll fix it, get it paid, get it fixed or whatever. So. Sure is. Doesn't matter how many times you walk a site, you still. Oh wow. Yeah, that's like $70 worth of stuff there.
There's a finder's fee. You
Oh,
know
is
that,
it?
right?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I guess what? You get a paperweight then.
Yeah.
Because I know I've walked the site a couple of times. I know the guys have walked the site a couple of times, picking up just random stuff to make sure we had everything cleaned up.
I'm good now. Okay. Well, I think the last one's this one on the corner again.
Yeah. So the box, I've called them. I called them the other day the last day we were here, but I also called them again today. They're supposed to be coming to get that box as soon as possible. So.
Okay.
Unfortunately, sometimes the message doesn't get to the right person when you leave a message.
Right.
So I spoke to the dispatcher this morning and said, hey, it's got to go.
So right here on the left, and we've already filled it in.
We saw that.
The big sinkhole that was.
No clue what that is.
Yeah. We asked our landscaping crew about it too, and he like got on the ground and started feeling around inside the hole and everything.
Yeah, generally you find like a pipe or something in there, but
Right, and he couldn't find anything like that. And his best guess is that there is an old
tree stump.
tree stump
Yeah,
that is decayed.
I've seen a couple of those like that.
Okay. Was this pipe part of y'all's work? Because I have no idea where it goes.
We have no clue either. We've just protected it.
Okay.
Have no clue where it comes from. Yeah, that's it.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, I'm sure you're not seeing anything that's problematic.
No, I mean, like I said, I pretty much walked it once already, and didn't see anything that would be a concern.
I think the landscaping crew did this.
No, I think our guys, we put this stuff down so we could pull the silt fence up,
Ah.
and we left it.
All right. Well, I think that's everything. So, we did 1,100 A and B. We did 1,000. We did 700. We did. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. All right. That concludes the wall walkthrough that I did.
There'll probably be one more walkthrough with the city once you go to turn in your documents and stuff. But if you get the right one, it's basically they'll pull in the front gate, you'll hand them the documents, and they'll say, okay.
Well, that would be nice.
Good chance for that one to happen like that, but
So you said the city requires a walk as well?
they may.
Okay.
They've changed so much in the past few years. It's hard to say. I mean, you may get one that wants to come out here and walk every wall.
Okay.
You may get one that drives in the front gate. You hand them the paperwork, and they're
So
like,
how
okay.
would they notify us? Like, would they reach out to you or?
So what'll happen is once the final letters from the engineer
Okay.
are issued, then Zach will call in for the. I think they call it. I don't think they call it a CO, but it'll be like a final
Okay.
to close the permit.
Okay.
And then what'll happen is they will give you an approximate date and time,
Okay.
and then the inspector will actually reach out to you and then set up a meeting with you on that particular date and time, and then they'll come out here and meet with you. You'll give them the paperwork, and then they'll probably give you what I think they still call it a CO, even though it's retaining walls. But they'll give you a CO report, and it's done.
Okay.
Then the permit, and then they'll close the permit out at the office there. So
Okay.
that's generally how they've been doing it. But like I said, the processes have been changing throughout the last couple of years, so it may be a little bit different step, but that's generally how it usually goes.
Okay.
So there should be a number on the permit that you call for a final inspection. It's what it's called, a final inspection.
Okay. We do not have a copy of the permit. All of those were submitted directly to y'all.
I
so-
have a copy, and I will send everything back to you.
Okay.
Because y'all are actually the permittees.
Yeah.
So I'll send, you have to call in and do all that stuff
Okay.
for the final and such.
All right. Well, I think that is it for this wall stuff. So,
I like it.
it looks very nice.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
looks good.
We
I love it.
it's very trying.
Nice.
We're sorry that it took so long to get it done.
I understand. I mean,
Who would have thunk the world would have closed for a month and it destroyed the
and
whole?
now we're just back open. I just cannot believe that. Like how one day we were at mass and they're like, oh, no more masks. I'm like, really? Oh, okay.
We're still having material shortages.
Yeah, I've been having an issue a lot. Yeah.
It could be a little bit contributed to the mass quantities that's building right now. I don't know, but we're still just having massive shortages. So
Yeah, we want to at least get inspections done of a handful of walls at the front of the complex. So and you're probably familiar with these at this point. Those two that are along the main road from the bridge to the dumpster, and then the one at building 100 between the parking lot and the building. They're
and
all-
Kelvin is exceptional. He's great for that.
Yeah.
That's Kelvin's wheelhouse. Kelvin's wheelhouse.
Mhm.
He will essentially be the project manager for you if y'all want to set him up like that. Come out here and he'll discuss it and everything with you, and then he'll actually send out proposals to bid and things.
Yeah, I got him on a couple of properties.
Him and Georgia are fantastic.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. I've never met him in person.
He's,
Yeah, we talk a lot.
I met him twice out here
Yeah.
now, I think.
Okay.
So
Georgia's she's Russian.
Okay.
A little hard to understand on the phone,
Okay.
but she's brilliant.
Okay.
They both her and Kelvin are very, very brilliant when it comes to. I know the retaining walls, and anything outside of retaining walls, I don't know. I do know they do a lot of designs. And what was that he did out here, inspection?
well, he did the reserve study, so he did
Yeah.
the whole thing.
So I know they do that, and they also do a few other things as well. But other than that, I mean, the retaining wall aspect of them, they're top notch. I mean, we actually worked with them when they worked with the prior company that they worked for a few years ago. They branched out and went on their own.
Okay.
Basically took the same processes that they were using there and implemented them in the new company that they're at now. So, but those two are top notch. I enjoy working with them. They're good to work with.
Yeah, and I think for these design plans, I think it was like Watson Browning or something that
The wall plans,
we. Yeah.
those were actually, I want to say it was EES, Earth
Engineered Earth Solutions.
Engineered Earth Solutions. They're still around, very difficult to work with, and just expensive. I just be honest with you, they're just
Yeah.
we can't afford to use them.
If we go forward with additional walls, we would at least want them aesthetically to look pretty much identical to what was just done.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the
so-
one thing with this block. This color is a one-off. It's not really a one-off color, but they're only manufacturing it for a particular project in Knoxville, Tennessee. Will it be possible to get more block like this later on?
That's good to know, though.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I can tell you this right now, there's no one making this block in Georgia.
Okay.
South Carolina is not making this block. The only place that I know that's making this block right now is Florida and Knoxville, Tennessee. And beyond that, I cannot. I'm sure somebody will make this block. It's a specialty block.
Yeah.
It's designed specifically for this application. There's way too much of this stuff that needs to be done in Atlanta for someone not to be making it. But with the crisis, a lot of the block manufacturers, they don't own a block plant. This manufacturer doesn't own a block plant here in Atlanta. Well, they don't own any block plants, but so they sub plants to make their block. Well, since the manufacturer, the block plants couldn't keep up with their own production, they were kicking people out that were
The subs. No
the
room
subs.
for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can't do, we can't manufacture your stuff, so here's your mold back and good luck. So,
Good to know.
but it is a pretty block. I've always liked working with that block. They've done a really good job since they've redesigned it.
Does it really matter about the color? I mean, for some reason,
Not
maybe
really. I'd probably prefer just a slightly darker tint compared to the bright gray that's behind 300. But
So the one bonus about the gray, well, there's kind of two. It'll darken over time.
okay.
Mold will take over and it'll darken. It's not a bad mold, but it's like a moss. It's a concrete moss that you see on sidewalks and stuff like that. It'll take over and it'll darken it. But you can stain it whatever color you want. It's concrete. You just put concrete stain on it. So if you want to, we had one guy that we literally did a black and red wall for him. 'Cause he's a big Georgia. He was
I was
a
about
graduate.
to say, that sounds like a UGA.
He was a
fan, right?
graduate of UGA, so we literally went in there and painted each individual block red, black,
Oh
red.
my goodness. What? At his
you
house?
must have money, man.
I would love to
Sure
see
did.
that. I can't.
I'll have to dig up some pictures. It's been a long time since we did that, but we had to specifically stain each block because the block manufacturer wouldn't make
Like
the red and black. So, but yeah,
That's good
it
that you can stain it.
yeah, it's just concrete. I mean, you can stain this block here as well. It just won't be the same color as the gray because you're starting with a different base.
Yeah.
So you whatever color you do on this will be darker than you would on a gray.
Okay.
So it kind of goes back to painting a house or whatever. So if you change your colors, you got to prime it. You know the drill on that one. So.
Yeah, we're not staining these. So
That's generally what a lot of people do. Is just let nature take over, and it's concrete. It will age, it will darken, and it will start to blend in later on.
you're going to reach out to Calvin about the closing letters.
Yeah, I'll call him here as soon as I get done here, and
You're going to look to see if you have a picture of a window.
I will.
And you've already called for this, and they're going to get this window as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I think that's pretty much a full list.
Okay. Well, we will. I think if I remember right, the contract said 90% till we close, till the permit's closed, and then we can submit the last 10%. So
Okay.
we billed for a few walls here.
Yeah, I've got the exact list somewhere, but I think it was that wall and maybe 700, 800 or
Something like that. So we'll go ahead and bill out the rest of the contract up to 90%.
Yeah.
And then once you get the final letters and get it closed out, let us know. Then we'll send you basically the remaining 10%.
Okay. And you're going to send us a copy of.
I will look, and I'm pretty sure I've got the permits.
Well, I hope you have the permits because we talked to the permit specialist that we use, and he was like, "These were submitted directly to our walls."
Yeah.
You have
they
to
didn't
talk
give
to
me a
them.
copy. She gave me, like, the permit
so-
number
I
and
think
all
we scanned them and sent them to Mark, but I pretty sure I have a copy, and my server at the office, so I'll pull it up and send you copies of it. And I will find the stamped plans and get those back down here as well, because they probably won't need the stamped plans, but it's good to have
Okay.
backup for later on, so if it ever comes about.
Right. So would you suggest us having like printed copies of these things for when the city inspector comes out? Because
I would,
some of those aren't they like
yeah,
large?
I will try to get you the ones that we had to have on site here. It's what they call the stamp set, so they'll like to see the stamps on them,
Okay.
and I'll get that to you.
Okay.
I may actually have them in the truck. When I get back down there, I'll look and see. If I do, I'll bring them to you.
Okay.
If not, I'll get. I think the guys still have those because they use those to build the walls. So I'll get that from them and bring it back to you.
That works.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, 10 years is amazing.
I'm a GoPro. Wow.
But this concrete here, it looks like it was a curbside though. It fell, I don't know.
Let me see what I can do.
Oh, nice.
I don't have my extension. It's in the truck down there, but I can stick that on here like that. Kind of look around and go over there. Gotta be something down there. Ooh.